ISIS, yeah, have you heard about them? This thing continues, and now there's some interesting stuff coming out of our media and our government, basically that the stories are not quite matching up. If you listen to what our government is saying and what our elected officials are saying, it sounds like these strikes are doing something, these airstrikes. But if you listen to our military commanders, no, it actually isn't working, and the media is sort of half between because they don't really do a great job. The two areas that people are focusing on right now are Kobane, which is a city on the Turkish-Syrian border, which is under attack by ISIS, and the Kurds are involved over there, and it sounds like Turkey's kind of attacking the Kurds are attacking the Turks, ISIS is attacking both of them, they're both attacking ISIS, we're sort of in the middle of it, and then the Anbar province in Iraq. So it is a big freaking mess, and it's completely mixed messages, and we were talking about this a little bit before the show. I don't know what to believe with any of this anymore. I watch the beheading videos. I feel like either they're made up or I can't tell who's doing them or if they're just trying to goad us into war. And now I'm listening to Josh Earnest, our press secretary, and he's just a bullshit artist. And everybody on the news. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what we're doing. Take it away, Jimmy.
Well, I'll say there's the two things that I want to know is, okay, so why are we there? What are we trying to accomplish? We're not gonna destroy ISIS. We can't get rid of them. They're people, right? With a point of view. You can't get rid of a point of view. So, and why, if Turkey has the third largest army and Saudi Arabia has the fourth largest, why are we over there fighting? Now, I say this before, I told you, so like, now I feel like someone's gonna go, because of this dummy, like, I've been reading as much as I can read. I don't understand why we are the ones over there doing this. It's because we feel like we have to fix what we broke in Iraq, but this didn't start in Iraq. It started in Syria, and it started because of a drought, which I've been saying for a month.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, so I don't know why, that's the second thing I don't, and you say, the beheading videos, they must have known, they're trying to goad us. That's exactly what they were doing, Dave. So they knew if they cut off the heads of 2 American journalists, we would bomb them. Why would they do that? They wanted us to bomb them because now they're against the infidel. They're against the big United States. So now all the other Muslims are supposed to rally to their side, which is happening.
Right. So I want to focus on your first point first, which is this idea that there are these other countries with armies right there. As you just said, Turkey, I think it's the third, and Saudi Arabia, is it the fourth? I'm not sure.
But
it's pretty big. We give all these countries weapons. Why are we giving everybody weapons all the time if they're not allowed to use them? Or if they just choose not to use them and then we still have to do it anyway?
Doesn't it make us look kind of impotent if we don't get involved, whether we have a stake in it or not? Don't we just have to do it just to show the world that we're a presence and we're coming in, we're handling it? Even if we screw it up worse, maybe we fix it, maybe we don't. It's a coin toss. But if we don't somehow jump in and get involved, then people forget we're there.
I think people remember.
And that's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm saying this might be the mentality that, yeah, but if we're not somehow in the mix, then all of a sudden we don't count. Our vote doesn't count.
I agree.
So we have like an inferiority complex about war. Like if there's a war going on somewhere, we better get involved because we have FOMO. We have war FOMO.
Right.
FOMO's fear of missing out.
But
you know that if you were on Snapchat. That's what they're usually Snapchatting. It's that you missed out on that one.
But America does get blamed either way, a lot of times. So either you're so big and powerful and you couldn't spend 5 minutes trying to help these people, or why don't you stay out of it? It's not your problem. So who knows anymore? I think our hands are tied, but I don't exactly think we're there for altruistic reasons.
Yeah. So what is it with?
Why are we there?
Well, right. Why are we there? Are we now going to try to install new regimes in some of this place? Are we trying to ultimately topple Assad? But Assad, I mean, we were literally going to go to war with Assad a year ago, and now we're bombing the people that are fighting Assad. I mean, that's how crazy this is.
Well, that's what we say we're doing, Dave. But if you just kind of alluded to at the top of the segment, we're actually hurting Assad. Oh, wait a minute. Is that intentional?
Right.
When we're saying we're trying to, because they wanted to go in and bomb Assad last year. We pushed back.
We were completely against it, for the record.
You and I were against it. We were out in front of that. So they didn't go in, but now they got a couple of beheading videos. Now we do go in. We start bombing who we say are the beheaders. Turns out we're bombing Assad. Wait a minute. Maybe that was the plan all along. I don't know, because nothing makes sense.
So that goes to my original question. How do you know who to trust? When you flick the TV channels and you're watching this stuff and you know you're getting propaganda from MSNBC and Fox and CNN, whatever, how do you know who to trust? Because I have no idea anymore.
I have less idea than you because you're super smart and informed, and I'm just sitting here in a green shirt.
Television.
So, but then that question makes me wonder, is anybody in charge? Does anybody know what they're doing? Or is there some one big secret thing that none of the rest of us are supposed to know about, but it's happening behind the curtains? Or is the secret that nobody knows what's going on, and they're just
that's
scrambling?
The secret of all.
Yeah, so maybe we'll just it'll look like, somebody's in charge.
Yeah.
I just, again, General Smedley Butler, war is a racket. Someone's making billions of dollars off this right now. There's a handful of people getting very rich who have been getting very rich since 2001, and it's not stopping. Right, because we don't have a draft, so it's not going to ever stop. Yeah. This is going to be perpetual war. What happened to all these politicians saying we're broke and we can't afford Social Security, Medicare, we can't fix our bridges or roads? We have 40 kids per classroom because we're broke. We're the poorest country in the world.
No water in Detroit. Don't forget about that.
There's no water in Detroit, except for the fact that we're the richest country in the world and we have twice the size of the economy of China. People forget that. Yet we're supposed to be broke. We don't have any money for the people, but we have endless money for bombs in the Middle East. Endless. Yeah. I mean, how many more billions of dollars is this going to? They say 30 years now. We never even discussed it. We never even debated it. No one's even talked about this or what our goals are. How are we going to fix it? What are we even trying to fix? This is their fucking territory. These are Sunnis and Shias fighting each other, and they've been fighting each other for thousands of years. And we think we're going to fix it with a couple of cruise missiles?
Yeah. And by the way, we just signed 2 weeks ago this agreement that we're going to be in Afghanistan for another 12 years, which really means another 50 years. Wait, but just two more quick things because I think we're on to something here. Why is it that these countries then, so what does it say about America that we're so quick to war, and I think maybe you answered this already, that when they're not on our border, we still want to go to war, but Turkey, Saudi Arabia, all those countries there, Lebanon, they're literally on their border, and yet they're not going to war. So what does that fundamentally say about I'm not talking about the establishment that wants to go to war maybe, or the profiteers. I'm just saying the general Americans that are like, let's go to war.
Turn it into a parking lot.
Yeah, what does that say about us?
Well, that says that we haven't experienced war on our shores. That's what that says. We haven't been bombed. We don't know what that's like. So to us, it's a video game, right? The only thing we've ever had was 9/11, right? And that was just images to most of America anyway. Nobody's town got bombed. Nobody had to worry about their electronic grid being bombed. Nobody had to go through a war yet in the United States. That's what that is. And they think, they're manipulated by the media that wants them to think that it's okay. And everybody they look to on the media says, yes, we have to do this, so they think it's okay.
That's really interesting. So they're more cautious because they're on the border where they know if they go to war, it could just come back to them.
And that makes sense. What you said, it sounds very, crystallized. Well, let them eat cake. Just bomb them. Level the place. What are we talking about? Why are we sitting around talking? Literally, again, I was at Disneyland 2 days ago, and there was a man walking around Fantasyland with a shirt that says "Bomb First." So this is what people think. This is what a lot of people think.
I like how almost everything you'll be able to bring back to something that happened in Disneyland, which really is the most American thing there is. Okay, last point on this, because we're going over. We have no congressional authority for this war. That's on top of everything else. They sort of cheated us, and they said, well, we were already at war with Iraq, kind of, so we're just going to let that go. But then the Syria war, there was no debate. Congress went on vacation. Obama didn't call them back, but he doesn't have to. They're supposed to do their job and give war authorization. So I'm more angry at our system, I think, than I'm angry at the bombs. Like that, to me, they've just utterly, all of them, the president and they've all just utterly failed us.
Well, do you think they're taking a sort of relief in that? Hey, it's not my fault, it's the system.
Of course, that's what they're doing. Boehner's going, well, Obama should call us back and have us vote. But since when does he want to give a shit what Obama thinks? Jimmy, bring us home.
Well, politicians are always going to act like, cowards, right? And so that's why there used to be a fourth estate that would keep them honest and call them out on their bullshit, so they would always worry about that. Well, they don't have to worry about it anymore because the people, they're bought. The fourth estate, the journalists are all on the same side. They all want to go to war. They don't ask the right questions. Nobody's ever asked the right question yet. And people like Chuck Todd and David Gregory say it's not even their job to call out the government when they're lying us into a war. They say it's not their job, the top news guys in the country. So that's what's really happening. That's why we have such a dysfunctional government, because journalism, the freedom of the press, journalism is one of the three professions mentioned in the Constitution. It's a linchpin to our democracy of free press, and we don't have it anymore. We have a bought press, which is corrupt.